So please repeat after me this. Okay, we will be starting with the prayers. Om Adnyanati Mirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayam Dadati Swapadankitam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yuta Padakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavamshcha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunathanvitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadhutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakhanvitamshcha Namaha Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Preshthaya Bhutale Shrimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Niti Namine Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharane Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatadi Shatarane Namo Mahavadanyaya Krishna Prema Pradayate Krishnaya Krishna Chaitanya Namine Gauratvishen Maha He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namosate Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Hari Priya Vancha Kalpa Tarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhya eva cha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Srivasadi Gaura Bhaktavrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Mukam Karoti Vachalam Pangum Langayate Girim Yat Kripatum Vande Shri Guru Dina Karanam Paramananda Madhavam Shri Chaitanya Ishwaram. So we will be reciting the shloka number 8. Tannam Rupa Charita Disukirtanano
Tannam Rupa Charita
Nityo Kramena Rasana Manasi Niyoja Tishtan Vraje Tadanuragi Jananuragi Kalam Nayeta Kilam Ityupadesha Saram Tannama Rupa Charita Disukirtanano Nutyo Kramena Rasana Manasi Niyoja Tishtan Vraje Tadanuragi Jananugami Kalam Nayeda Khilam Ityupadesha Saram Tannama Rupa Charita Disukirtanano Srutyo Kramena Rasana Manasi Niyoja Tishtan Vraje Tadanuragi Jananugami Kalam Nayet Akhilam Ityupadesha Saram Somebody can read the translation.
Hare Krishna. The essence of all advice is that one should utilize one's full time, 24 hours a day, in nicely chanting and remembering the Lord's divine name, transcendental form, qualities, and eternal pastimes, thereby gradually engaging one's tongue and mind. In this way, one should reside in Vraja, Goloka, Vrindavan, Dhama, and serve Krishna under the guidance of devotees. One should follow in the footsteps of the Lord's beloved devotees who are deeply attached to his devotional service. Hare Krishna.
So this is the 8th verse. And the 7th verse, we're talking about why we don't get, or why we don't find the holy name so sweet. What is the problem with that? So that we have seen the previous one. The problem is that we commit offenses, and because of that, or the sins and the offenses. Like the offenses are there in the spiritual platform, the sins are there on the material platform. So both of these are the obstacles for testing the holy name, like the sweet part of the testing the holy name. So there are so many offenses are there. The holy name offenses, regularly we chant in the morning program, 10 offenses. Then there are DT related 32 offenses are there. Then there are the Seva Aparad. Then there are the Dham Aparad. So the whole thing is mentioned in the Padma Purana. So that's why it is a difficulty for us to test the holy name. Chanting of the holy name wipes out all the sins. And the sins are obstructing the holy name. So it is a vice versa. Like the first one is like the chanting of the holy name will be wiping out all the sins, but the sins are the obstacles for the chanting the sweet name. Because we are chanting, then we are eradicating the sins. But there are some sins which are on the spiritual platform, which are called as offenses, that cannot be easily wiped out. So, but it is like still it is like the obstacles or the offenses which are very subtle level. The sins are in a very gross level, and the offenses are at the very subtle level. And the way we are moving towards the spirituality, from the grosser to the subtle level we are going. So the offenses or obstacles are also going very subtle level. That gross level we are not doing a sinful activity. We are not eating non-veg. We are not eating the garbage food which is not offered to the Lord. But the subtle way, now the practices, we are doing the subtle practices of the Krishna consciousness. And for that, the subtle things are the obstacles, and offenses are very finer. It is like in the mind, by the word. It is not by the physical things. Physically, it is very gross, then we can see. So the thing is that the way we are advancing, that we have to take care of the, now we have taken care of the gross level. Now we have to take care of the subtle level also. So the subtle, like the devotion service is attending to the details, or it is that the devotional service practiced physically, but it is not having the heart for that principle, then it is a very gross level we are practicing the devotional life. So it is like the mentality what we are carrying in the devotional life, it matters. So that's why the 7th shloka it was mentioned. Although the rains are reducing our speed, but it is not stopping the car, isn't it? But the heavy rains it comes, then it may stop the car. We are going from the Pune to Bombay and in Lonavala. Now, I don't know, it is like the Hyderabad to Vijayawada, you are going by the car, and in between some ghat sections comes. And there the heavy rain is there. You may have to stop the car, but very minimal rain is coming, just like you are enjoying. So the rain is being compared as a sin or the offenses. But when the heavy things, with the heavy heart, with the heavy, like the offenses, we have to stop it. Then the devotional service will stop it. The speed of the car will stop all of a sudden. Whatever we are not able to see. The offenses are like the blocking of our vision or blocking the path of the devotional services. So it is like when it is totally blocking the path, or it is 80%, 70%, it is we are confused about the devotional service. Why we are doing? After some years of practicing in a devotional life, these questions are lingering in the mind. Why I am doing? Why am I chanting 16 rounds? After 7, 8 years, still we are having this question. Then we may be doing some aparadha. So that's because of that. Kintva darat anudinam. This is like Kintva darat, kintu adarat anudinam kalu saiva justam swadvi kramad tadgadamul hantri. It was a last shloka. If you are not doing any respectful behaviors towards the devotees, anadarat or other, if we are giving a respect, then our devotional service will go on smooth. But if we fail, then it will be a problem. So here, Tannam, it is a tat. It starts with a tat. Tat means Krishna's. Tannam, Krishna's Nama, Rupa, by glorification of the Nama, Rupa, Guna, etc. Not only one can purify, but should attentively remember them. It's like it is the holy name is not only purifying, but it makes us remind Krishna. By step, then we engage ourselves in a devotional service. When we chant Tan Nama, so that's why it is Nam is first here. The Rupa will be coming afterwards. When we start following the Nama, we may have seen the Rupa in the form of deity, but we may not be having that much strength to understand whether it is a real deity, whether it is a stone, whether it is a wood, or whatever it is. But when we start chanting Kintuva Darat Anudinam, every day we are chanting the holy names. Tan Nam Rupa Charita the Sukirtana, and then we are engaged our tongue by the chanting of the holy name and tasting the Krishna Prasadam. Then what happens? Then slowly the mind also will be engaged. Smrutyo Kramena Rasana. When the gross things we are doing, then the Kramena Rasana, Smrutyo, it starts with the mind. Generally, the people ask the question about the mind more than the activity. But Tan Nama Rupa Charita Adi. When we are reading the Srimad Bhagavatam, we are chanting the holy name. Sukirtana, then we are hearing the holy name, participating in the kirtan. Smrutyo Kramena Rasana. Then slowly the mind also will be engaged. By chanting the holy name, residing in the Vraja, there is one drink called ragi malt that we drink it here in Pune. What is ragi here? This is like the raga, anuragi, it has been mentioned here. Smrutyo Kramena Rasana. Manasin Yojja, Tishtan Vraje Tad Anuragi. This is like living in the Vraja, following the footsteps, anuragi, ragi malt, It is a name of the drink here, but that is not mentioned here. But the ragi means what? Anuragi. Anuragi means trying to follow on the footsteps of the personalities who are residing in the Vraja. And these personalities we are calling as acharyas. Tishtan Rachet Tadanuragi Jananuga. Kalam Nayet Akhilam Iti Upadesha. This is the essence of the Upadesha. This is the shloka which is mentioning the essence of the all the Upanishads. Tannama Rupa Charita di Sukirtanan. Smrutyo Karmena Rasana Manasi Niyoj. Tishtan Rajeta Danuragi Jananugami Kalam Nayed Akhilam Iti Upadesha Saram. This is the, in all essence, it is mentioned. The Rupa Goswami Pad is mentioning that it is all essence. Just yeah, please read this.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Yeah.
Present verse essence. Since the mind may be one's enemy or one's friend, one has to train the mind to become his friend. The Krishna consciousness movement is especially meant for training the mind to be always engaged in Krishna's business. Srila Rupa Goswami advises devotees to train their minds in order that they will be unable to remember anything other than Krishna. Reside in Vraja and follow the footsteps of Lord's dear devotees who are deeply attached to his devotional service. Hare Krishna.
So we have to train the mind in such a way that it will be Krishna's service. Whatever, like temple is bustling with the activities of the Krishna. Wearing dhotis, kurtas, applying 12 tilaks. Every time, this is like the mind will be reminded of the Krishna. Whenever we are seeing our face in the mirror, the tilak, like the tilak will be shown. And then the mind will be thinking, oh, you are a devotee. You are trying to be a devotee. Dhoti and kurta. This is all the things, the body physics has to be shown in such a way, or it has to be applied in such a way that whenever we are seeing ourselves, we have to remind ourselves that I'm trying to be a devotee of Krishna. It's like offering the obeisances to Vaishnavas. That should make our mind understand that I am not the boss, I am the das. I'm trying to be a das. Singing the Vaishnava songs, making the mind remind that my master and his bhajans I have to sing. This is a very simple things, what the activities we are doing in a Krishna consciousness that is having the meaning. That whole meaning is that to tell mind. Bhajahure mana Shri Nandanandana Abhaya Charanarvindare Durlabha Manava Janama Satsange Tarahue Bhava Sindhure Shita Atapa Vata Parishana Edina Yamini Jagire. This is the way we have to train the mind. Bhajahure mana Shri Nandanandana. What rascal mind you are thinking about? You are thinking about enjoyment in this world. But please think about Shri Nandanandana. Abhaya Charana Aravinda. And he will be giving the Abhaya Charan. By touching the lotus feet of the Lord on one's head. That only will give the freedom from the fear. Abhaya Charana Aravinda. Shita Atapa Vata Varishana. Edimana Yamini Jagir. Chapala Sukha Lavala. We are always after the Chapala Sukha. The flickering happiness, we are always after that. Why, oh mind, you are after the flickering happiness? Why don't you search for the permanent happiness? Why? These all the questions we have to ask to mind. And always, till the time we are not purified, always we have to say that, rascal mind, please be online, in line with the Krishna consciousness. Why are you troubling? Please don't trouble. That way we have to be always accepting ourselves and our precarious condition of the mind, which is always taking us away from Krishna. Yeah, please read this.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, Dandot Pranam.
Hare Krishna.
The Krishna consciousness movement is especially meant for creating an atmosphere in which people can take to the chanting of the Hare Krishna mantra.
Yeah.
Text 7 purport, page number 70.
People should be inspired. The Krishna consciousness movement, the Hare Krishna movement, the whole and sole purpose of this, the ISKCON, there are seven purposes. And if you can just read the seven purposes, the underlying meaning of all the seven purposes is to spread the holiness. Krishna consciousness movement is especially meant for creating an atmosphere in which people can take the chanting of the Hare Krishna mantra. So this is the only whole and sole purpose. Either we are distributing the books. One of the purpose comes in that distributing the periodicals and magazines and the books for the needy. But for what? The books will be distributed, and what the books will be saying. The Amal Purana or the Gita will be always speaking on the holy name. Satadam kirtayanto mam yatantascha dradavrata namastantascha mam bhakta nitya yukta upasate. Is always chant the holy name. The Bhagavatam is always Nama Sankirtanam. This is like the last shloka of the Bhagavatam is a Nama Sankirtanam. So Gita and Bhagavad and other similar scriptures are always emphasizing on the holy name. So constructing a big temples. So one of the seven purposes of this ISKCON is why to construct that big temples where the kirtan of the Lord will be loudly heard, sang, and it will be distributed in a large scale. This is the whole and soul. Or else we find many big temples in Vrindavan, but it is like the empty houses. Nothing is there. The deities are there, and somehow they are managing to worship the deities. But the best way to worship the deity is to chant their names. But that is not happening there. But when we go to Krishna Balram temple in the same town of the Vrindavan, 24 hours kirtan is going on. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare. Why the people get attracted towards ISKCON? Because ISKCON is the main purpose is to give the holy name, and holy name is sweet. Madhuram madhurebhyopi mangalebhyopi mangalam pavanam pavanebhyopi Hare name kevalam abrahmasambha paryantam sarvam mayamayam jagat satyam punah satyam Hare nameva kevalam. Is Brahma Sambha Paryantam, till the planets of the Lord Brahma. Sarvam Maya Mayam Jagat. That is, whole thing is illusory. Whatever it is the whole thing is illusory. Illusory means it is Just now we were reading in a Chaitanya Charitamrita, the verse Adi Lila, verse number 54. There in the Prabhupada, Rupa says that the illusory energy is there, which is spreading all the ignorances. This whole material world is an illusion, and Jivatmas, those who are identifying in this material world as themselves, they are also the part of illusionary energy. Even though the Jivatmas are the marginal energies, but when they bend towards the material energy, they are called as illusory energy. So there are many illusory energies, those who are not knowing the aim of life, even though they are the soul. They are not this body, but they are soul. But they are into the illusion, and they are spreading the illusion. The people, those who are not knowing the Lord and our relationship with the God, they are not knowing the God. Who is God? They are not knowing who am I. They are not knowing what the purpose of this material world. Whatever the philosophy they are speaking, it is all illusion. It is all illusion. So that's why Krishna consciousness movement is especially meant for creating an atmosphere in which people can take to the chanting of the poem. Raganaga Sadhana Bhakti. Please read this one.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, Dandavat Pranam. Raganuga Sadhana Bhakti, spontaneous devotional service in which the devotee follows in the footsteps of one of the eternal associate of Krishna in Vrindavan. Bhava Bhakti, devotional service in ecstasy or preliminary stage of love of Krishna. Prema Bhakti, mature, pure love of Krishna. Hare Krishna.
So till now, till 7th shloka, we were talking about Vedi Sadhana Bhakti. Now from the 8 onwards, it is a Raganuga Sadhana Bhakti and Bhava Bhakti and Prema Bhakti. So it is like these verses are speaking higher and higher realm of the absolute truth. Please read this one.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. It is essential to train the mind to remember Krishna throughout life so that we'll not have to take birth again. The mind of the conditioned soul is a receptacle of impressions gathered over many lifetimes. And when these impressions clash, they produce psychological imbalance. As explained in Bhagavad Gita, whatever state of being one remembers at the time of death determines one's next birth in a body and situation corresponding to our last thoughts at the time of death. The purpose of the Krishna consciousness movement is to train our minds to be always engaged in hearing about Krishna. One can engage the mind by first engaging the tongue in chanting the holy names and tasting prasadam. Furthermore, Srila Rupa Goswami advises that one should live in Vrindavan or any part of Vrij Bhumi, take shelter of an advanced devotee there, and constantly engage in thinking of Krishna and Krishna's pastime. Hare Krishna.
So basically, it is talking about 2 shlokas. Yam yam vapi smaran bhavam tejate ante kalevaram tam tam evedi konteya sadatad bhava bhavita. Then the next shloka, it is talking about antakale cha mameva smaran mukva kalevaram yat prasavati samudbhava yati nasti samshaya. So these are the 2 shlokas of the Gita this whole slide is mentioning about. That one verse talks about the consciousness development. Yam yam vapi smaran bhava janti ante kaleva. Law of last thought. And the another is talking about a law of last thought. Antakale cha smaran mukva kaleva. Mind will carry the soul to the desired body. Yam yam vapi smaran. And then antakale. The mind will be carrying the soul as per the thought process. So that's why we have to train the mind. The mind is important. The subtle body carries the soul for the further for the further journey. So that's why, and in the subtle body, the mind is the worst. The false ego, we are having it. Everybody is having the false ego. The false ego, by the knowledge, the false ego goes. When the intelligence arises, then it can carry the mind, but it is like the mind still gives a tough fight for the intelligence. So that's why the training of the mind is required. So it will be easy task for the intelligence. Please read this.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, can I read?
Yeah, please.
There are two stages of absorption. Vaidhi sadhana bhakti. Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur advises that one who has not yet developed interest in Krishna consciousness should give up all material motives and train his mind by following the progressive regulative principles, namely chanting and remembering Krishna and his name, form, quality, pastimes, and so forth. These instructions apply to those engaged in the process of Vaidhi sadhana bhakti. Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati goes on. After developing a taste for such things, one should try to live in Vrindavana and pass his time constantly, remembering Krishna's name, fame, pastimes, and qualities under the direction and protection of an expert devotee.
Yeah.
Raganuga Bhakti can be executed in any of the 5 rasas, Santa, Dasya, Sakya, Vasalya, Madhurya. It entails following in the footsteps of a confidential associate of Krishna under the guidance of an expert devotee. Hare Krishna, Dandavat Pranam.
Yeah. So Raganuga Bhakti, it is like everywhere we require a master. Everywhere. In our professional fields also, we require somebody who is a master in that field. The tuitions are required. The master is required to tell somebody to guide us. Even for the plumber, the plumbing master is required, who has done something practical, who is having the practical experiences. Welder, plumber, everywhere you can just see that nobody comes or nobody dares to do the job just like that. Somebody teaches and then he is expert, and under that person a next person or the next master is been developed, so he can train few. So it is always a chain. Somebody must have taught us for making the chapatis or dosas or whatsoever. It is a master is required. Everywhere we are doing something nowadays. The recipe master is there, or the Google, we ask that, or the roadmap. For the roadmap, we are always dependent of the maps, the Google Maps. So there is somebody is telling us that turn left, turn right, turn left, turn right, 20 meters left, like that. So the thing is that Raganuga Bhakti is like that. In the beginning, we are not having any interest. We are having only interest for doing some seva, but when we were asked to read the Srimad Bhagavatam or some scriptures and memorize some shlokas, and we were saying that no, I can do some seva. I can do some seva. But then we have to hear. Only seva will not be helping. Then we have to hear and do the seva. By hearing, our consciousness in the service will be increasing, deepening, and the realizations will be coming. So only service will not do. With proper hearing, the service attitude will be developed. So that way it is developing the bhakti. Sadhana and seva, both are the things, both the wings of the devotional service. One wing is very big, and we will not able to fly our devotional life. If the sadhana is weak, we are not able to hear, we are not able to read the scriptures, we are not able to attend the classes. And then, Prabhuji, seva ho raha hai hamara. How the seva will be happening? It will over a period of time, it will stop. So both the things in hands together, we have to. Yeah. Please read this.
Yeah, Hare Krishna Prabhuji. From how to train the mind, from Vedic sadhana bhakti perspective, give up all material motives and desires, engage in regulative devotional service according to the directions of scriptures, follow the progressive regulative principles, namely chanting and remembering Krishna. Then, when one has developed true taste and attachment, he can try to live in Vrindavan and spontaneously serve Krishna's lotus feet, take to path of Raghunaga Sadhana Bhakti.
So there are two levels, Vaidhi and Ragana. Vaidhi means you do the seva and hear from the devotees that we are doing it right now. But Raganoga platform, you are doing the seva from the love and the attachments. From the love and attachments, we are just doing the seva. So that will be generated. This is Raganuga. It is spontaneous. The spontaneity is there. This is like the second habit. It's like we are, whenever the gulab jamun is there in front of us, automatically our hand goes there and says that eat. It is for you only. The plate has brought for you only. Just 2 minutes. Hare Krishna, मी क्लासला एक अर्धा एक तास फोन कॉल करू तुम्हाला. Yes, ठीक आहे. Hare Krishna. So this one is the thing. Either we are doing the Vedi, but Vedi sadhana bhakti at this point we have to do very pakka, very rigid way. Then only the raga, then only Raganoga sadhana bhakti we can master in that after some years or after some time. Now, when the brahmacharis run for the Mangal Arati, they are running for the Mangal Arati. Outsiders, they might be thinking that it is a Raganoga bhakti. They are spontaneously love has come. But sometimes it is that running is for the marking the attendance. So that is for what we are running. We are running for not only for marking the attendance, but I may be missing the conscience, the holy conscious blow and the first glance of the Lord. That I am missing, so that's why I don't want to miss that. If for that purpose I am running, then it is a spontaneous. Then it is not only a Vaidhi. So, but artificially we should not act on that level. We have to develop gradually. At least initially, Vaidhi means we have to follow the rules and regulations as it is. and then the rules and regulations will become a second thought for like it is a natural thought for us. Then we will be start living it. Then it is from the Vedi to the Raganuga. It is a easy transition piece.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, Dandavat Pranam. How to train the mind? From Raganurag Sadhana Bhakti perspective, one should reside in Vraja, if not physically, then mentally, under the shelter of an advanced devotee there, absorbed in remembrance of Krishna and his associates. Follow in footsteps of a particular associate, enter under his direct eternal guidance and shelter, that is, to be trained in their particular service, emotions, etc. This method is applicable both in the stage of sadhana and sadhya. Hare Krishna Prabhu.
So this is one. This comes in this yatha yoni yatha bijam. How fertile is your heart? And yatha bijam is who is giving you the bij. So it is how much you have developed your heart for getting the bij from your spiritual master or from the acharyas. To make our heart fertile, that Vedi sadhana bhakti is required, and to get what the things we are going to get from the acharyas. For that also the Vedi sadhana bhakti is very important. If both of the things are not good, yatha yoni yatha bijam, if the woman is not for the conception, the man should be potent and the woman should be fertile. The same way, it is for to bhakti lata to grow in our heart. Then the heart has to be fertile, and the words of the spiritual master, of the words of the acharyas, has to be taken very seriously, and it has to be very potent, accepted it's in such a way. So this is whole thing is Vedi sadhana bhakti gives this, and actually then this is like hearing from the or following the footsteps of the Vrindavan or the Vrajavasis. Vrajavasis means we can consider that A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Sri Rupa, who is a Vrajavasi for us, or our spiritual master is a Vrajavasi for us. Following the footsteps means following their guidelines, following their instructions, and what they expect from us. For all the things to follow, the Vedi sadhana bhakti is the background, and then the Raganuga bhakti will be developing over that. Yeah. Please go on reading.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, Dandavat Pranam. Text 8. Difference between Vaidehi Bhakti and Raganurag Bhakti. Devotional service must be without ulterior motives. Then material conditions cannot check it. Gradually, one can rise to the platform of spontaneous loving service. A child is sent to school by force to receive an education. But when he gets a little taste of education at an advanced age, he automatically participates and becomes a learned scholar. One cannot force a person to become a scholar, but sometimes force is used in the beginning. A child is forced to go to school and read and write according to the instructions of his teachers. Such is the difference between Vaidehi Bhakti and spontaneous Bhakti. Chaitanya Charitamrit Madhya 22.109. Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Vedi sadhana bhakti means initially we are chanting the holy name out of force. So it's like that has to be chanted because I promised my spiritual master. So that's why. But afterwards, it is not the case. It should not be the case. Initially, we can, as my connection with my spiritual master, I'm just chanting because I promised him. That's why I'm just doing. But if it is always, then always we are on that level of faith. They should not be. After some time, we should think that is like, why I am not chanting the holy name? Why should? Spiritual master's promise is the basic level. We have to advance. We have to grow on that. Srila Prabhupada initially gave the gulab jamun to attract the hippies and says that it is the ISKCON bullets. Please have it, please have it. And then afterwards asked them to chant and dance and distribute the books. And they were doing that. They were not always asking them, where is my gulab jamun? Where is my gulab jamun? No, the services were so much attractive for them. And they were voluntarily accepting the services. They were searching for the services. They were thinking that how can I survive without the services? So that is the difference. Initially, it is out of force, out of some temptation, but then afterwards it is a habit for them. Yeah.
Hare Krishna.
Please read.
Chant 60 Hare Krishna mantra and follow 4 regulative strictly. Follow 64 regulative principles taught in Nectar of Devotion. Study and discuss Sri Prabhupada books with the devotees. Bodhayanta Parasparam. Develop Shastra Chakshu to see the world. Sing Vaishnava songs and slokas with knowledge of meanings. Request your senior devotees to award you Krishna Seva to them. Pray deities and beggings for Seva opportunity and for spiritual progress. Accept all favorable items in Krishna consciousness. Reject all unfavorable items in Krishna consciousness. Always keep your mind and senses absorbed in relation to Krishna. Hare Krishna.
Yeah. So, sadhana, bhakti, devotional service in practice. Krishna consciousness is natural and not an imposition. Example, fire covered by the ashes, child, mother, magnet, nails, child's innate walking ability. So it is a natural thing. Red, hot, cold, you can blow the ashes and then the coal will catch the fire. So it is external, like the covering is there here, and we can see that. The ability of the small boy, the walking ability is there in him. Only it may take some help from the mother, and then afterwards slowly it will be developing. Then daughter can walk independently. It's like the daughter is sitting in the lap of the mother, but she is having the ability to walk independently after some days or after some months. So everything is like that is like the Krishna consciousness is attracting everyone. It is not imposing. We are not imposing the Krishna consciousness because it is very natural in everyone's heart. So that's why the people will be attracted like that, like the magnets, like the devotees sometimes appears to the outsider as a magnet. And how I am getting attracted towards, that is why dhira dhira jana priya priya karo nirmatsaro pujito vande rupa sanatano raghuyugo Shri Jiva Gopalako. This is 6 Goswamis were dhira dhira jana priya priya karo. Whether he was dhira, patient, or he was very calm and cool, or adhira, he is what we can say, it is a person who was not well civilized. Priya Priya Karo. They attract. 6 Goswamis attracted everyone. The famous pastimes of Jayanand Prabhu. After Jayanand Prabhu departed, Srila Prabhupada's disciple, the first disciple who departed while Srila Prabhupada was on the planet. Jayanand Prabhu was such a personality that he was there everywhere. When he was the temple president, when Srila Prabhupada used to come and in San Francisco, he was the temple president in the San Francisco. That time, Srila Prabhupada used to ask, why Jayanand has not come to meet me at the airport or take me on the airport. So devotees always used to answer that, Prabhupada, he is cleaning the toilets. He is making all the arrangements for you to come here. But he is not coming in front. And always he was driving the taxi. He was doing the late night food for life distribution of the prasadam. And one day after Jayanand Prabhu's departure, one devotee who happened to take up the service of the food for life distribution in the night to the beggars, to the drunkards, he approached one person and he says that, oh, are you Hare Krishna? Where is that jolly Anant? They were not able to speak the Jayanand. They were always call him as a jolly Anant. Who? To whom you are referring? Oh, we are referring this jolly Anant. He were always shining, smiling, and receiving us with very good gestures. So that's why he is our friend only. And they were started speaking about the jolly Anant. And that devotee got really surprised. Dhira dhira jana jana priya karo nirmat saro puchito. This is the nature of the devotee. He is ajata shatru. He is not having any enemies. He is not political. He is interested to give the Krishna to anyone, to everyone. So that's why it is natural. Krishna consciousness is natural. Krishna consciousness is not artificial thing, or we are not imposing anything. Whatever the Krishna wants, then we are just executing that. So that's why the devotees are like magnet. Generally, for the glorification of some devotees, the people give this analogy. Devotees, this personality is like magnetic personality. Why it is a magnetic? Because he is practicing the devotional service naturally. So that's why it is very charismatic and magnetic personalities. Yeah.
Hare Krishna, Bhudanath Pranam.
Please read.
Okay. Vedi Sadhana Bhakti. Vedi Sadhana Bhakti regulated. When there is no natural attraction and inspiration for practicing devotional service comes from scriptures. Example, Tasmat, Kenapi, Upanya, Mana, Krishna. Orders of the Guru. Example, Shuka to Parikshit. Tasmat, Brarata. Raganuga, Sadhana Bhakti, spontaneous. When the inspirations for practicing devotional service comes from a natural attraction to pleasing Krishna.
Yeah. In a simple example, we can just speak that in a temple in our ashram scenario, some years I was a manager. So in early days, so it was coming in my mind when some sannyasis used to come in our old temple in Kunja Bihari in a camp. Now we are staying in NVCC, very huge campus. From last 10 years we are staying there. But it was an old time when we were 18 years back or something, 16 years back. that our temple was very small there. And we used to announce, I used to announce it that some such and such Maharaj is going to come, who is Sri Gopa disciple, who would like to go and receive him. And he will be giving the Srimad Bhagavatam class. Who, there are some people who were reluctantly saying that, okay, we will go. And there were some devotees very spontaneously, attractively used to say that, what time they are coming, even if they are coming at night 12 o'clock, I will be receiving you. Please give me the chance. So it is a spontaneity. Because the seniors are mentioning me to go, I will be going. Oh, it is this personality is coming, who served Sri Prabhupada in such a way, I would like to serve him. He's very inspired. He's very inspired to serve and such hear from that personality. So that's why it is a Raganuga and a Vedi we can see in daily examples also, by seeing some devotees, those who are practicing in such a way that please go on reading this.
Krishna Prabhu. Essence of Vaidhi Sadhana Bhakti. Chant Hare Krishna, remember Krishna, and beg for Krishna Seva. Then engage your mind and senses in doing Seva. Smartavya Satatam Vishnur Vismartavyo na Jatuchit Sarve Vidhi Nishedaha Syuritayor Eva Kinkaraha. Somehow or other, always think of Vishnu without forgetting him under any circumstances. Actually, this is the most basic of all regulative principles. Nectar of Devotion, page 23-24. Thank you.
Please.
Vaidhi Bhakti to Raganuga Bhakti, text 8. One has to learn to use a typewriter by following the regulative principles of the typing book. One has to place his fingers on the keys in such a way and practice, but when one becomes adept, he can type swiftly and correctly without even looking at the keys. Similarly, one has to follow the rules and regulations of devotional service as they are set down by the spiritual master. Then one can come to the point of spontaneous loving service. This love is already there within the heart of everyone. Nitya Siddha Krishna Prema. Spontaneous service is not artificial. Chaitanya Charitamrita Madhya Leela 22.109. Thank you, Prabhu.
So here we are seeing the three photos, the top three photos, where one is Kunti Maharani, second one is Devaki, and third one is Mata Yashoda. So the Kunti was having the reverential love for the Lord. It's a reverential admiration. And Devaki was having the reverential as well as spontaneous. And Yashoda Mata was only spontaneous. Yeah. Please read this.
Definition of spontaneous practice. Spontaneous devotional practice involves two aspects. First one, the devotee practicing spontaneous service. Such devotee performs sadhana with aspiration to attain the mood of a specific perfect devotee. Second one, the devotee perfect in spontaneous service. Such devotees are eternal residents of Vrindavana who spontaneously love Krishna in a specific relationship. Sanskrit terms, Ragatmika Bhakti is the perfect devotional attachment found in the residence of Vrindavana. Raganuga Sadhana Bhakti is the practice of a devotee who aspires to develop their mood. Hare Krishna. Thank you, Prabhuji.
So the Ragatmika Bhaktas, those who are the Vrindavan devotees, not like the Vrindavan devotees, now when somebody is purchasing a flat there and We cannot say now he is a Vrindavan devotee, so that's why he is a Ragatmika Bhakta. No, 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 it is not that. Don't misunderstand this. Vrindavan devotees means those who are the residents of the Vrindavan. Not we have to see that like the Mother Yashoda, Nanda Maharaj, these are the devotees. We have to Ragatmika Bhaktas, and we have to follow on their footsteps. Then we can become a Raganuga devotees. That is a simple thing. It is initially, like the last slide was mentioning, that it is typewriter or cycling. It is initially troublesome. It may be like we have to see every key and press it like that. Then initially for the riding a cycle, we have to hold the cycle with the tight hand. Then purposefully we are seeing the both legs and seeing how I am pedaling, and we have to see in front of nobody is banging us. But when we learn the perfect cycling, then it is not that we are that much careful. We are not always seeing towards our legs. Oh, how am I pedaling? It is well or not. We may be cycling without touching the handle also. Both hands free. That is the expertise. So that's the thing. This is like the Raganuga. A person gradually becomes expert under the Ragatmika devotees, like the Nanda and Yashoda Mati. Please go on, ready. Yeah.
Definition of spontaneous devotional practice. As mentioned in the beginning of chapter 15, Raganuga Sadhana Bhakti is an advanced practice intended to cultivate the service mode of an eternally perfect resident of Vrindavan, Ragatmika Bhakti. Prerequisite or eligibility for spontaneous devotion in practice. The basic qualification for spontaneous devotion in practice is a very strong desire to serve Lord Krishna in a specific relationship. One can attain this desire by hearing how eternal residents of Vrindavana spontaneously serve Krishna in various loving moods. Thank you.
So this one is a devotee hears the pastimes, how the Ragatmika devotees were serving the Krishna, then it charms their heart. Like how the Mother Yashoda is making the chappals for Krishna, and then we hear the pastime that Mother Yashoda is making a chappal, and Krishna is thinking about the cows. Oh Maya, if you are not making a chappal for all the cows, then how can I wear a chappal? Then the cows are thinking that my Krishna will not be wearing a chappal. Mother is making the chappal for Krishna because of us. He will not be wearing a chappal. Then in the night only, they go around the Vrindavan with their hook friends. They are making the sand very soft by just dancing over the sand. So their mood was that to serve Krishna, Lord Krishna should not be spanked by the thorns of the Vrindavan. And Krishna was thinking about the cows. If I am wearing a chappal, the mother cow will not be wearing. It's not fair. So it is a devotional exchanges between the devotees of the Krishna and the Krishna himself that melts the heart by hearing the Tannam Rupa Charita the Sukirtanam. Nama Rupa Charita. Now the Charita means the pastimes of the Lord. It melts the heart. So then it is that Ragatmika devotees, their service and our aspiration by melting our heart by hearing such pastime. So that's why the pastime has to be heard every time while taking a rest in the night. Before going for bed, we have to hear the Krishna Katha. And it will charm our heart. And one day we will be a Raga Anuga on the platform of. Yeah. Please go on reading.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, I will read. When does eligibility manifest? The strong desire, technically called lobha, is the singular, overwhelming desire in one's heart to please Lord Krishna in a particular way. If any other desire shares the heart's attention, one does not fully possess labha. Therefore, one does not attain lobha until he has removed the unwanted material desires from the heart. Generally, this means one must be past the stage of anartha nirvati. We must always remember, however, that such eagerness to follow in the footsteps of the denizens of Raja, Vrindavana, is not possible unless one is freed from material contamination. In following the regulative principles of devotional service, there is a stage called anartha nivriti, which means the disappearance of all material contamination.
Yeah.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, Dandavat.
The next one, somebody can read.
Above the regulation. Mataji, please continue.
Go ahead, Mataji.
Above the regulations, these Raga Nagas devotees do not follow the regulative principles of devotional service very strictly. But by spontaneous nature, they become attracted to some of the external devotees, such as Nand or Yashoda, and they try to follow in their footsteps spontaneously. Nectar of Devotion, page 125. This does not mean that Raga Nuga Bhakta neglects the regulative principle. It means that their inspiration to serve and surrender is not dependent on the regulative principles and scriptures, because it comes automatically from their own spontaneous affection for Lord Shri Krishna.
So, in a Vedi sadhana bhakti, you remember Krishna more, and in Raganuga sadhana bhakti, you remember the Ragatmika devotees more. Gopir Bharatur Padakamalayur Das Dasanudas, that goes in the Raganuga bhakti more. Because we are thinking about Ragatmika devotees, either Madhu Mangala, Subala, Sridama, Nanda Maharaj, or Mata Yashoda, or many others, the cowherd friends, or the cowherd girls, Radharani, Lalita, Vishakha, Indulekha, Tungavidya, Chitra, or any other particular, we are thinking and try to see their relationship with the Lord. And by that, we are just saying, oh, so wonderful. The way they are serving the Lord. It's a Vatsalya or Madhurya, or it is Sakhya, Dasya. The way they are serving is so beautiful, and we are taking the inspiration back. So the Vedi Sadhana Bhakti, there the remembrance of the Lord is always more. And in Raganuga Sadhana Bhakti, the remembrance of the devotee and their service to the Lord is more. Yeah, please go on reading.
Srila Prabhupada translates the full BRS text in Chaitanya Charitamrita Madhya Leela 22.155.
Bhakti
When
Rasamrita Sindhu, sorry, it is BRS.
Sorry, yes, Prabhu. Sorry. Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu text in Chaitanya Charitamrita Madhya Leela 22.155. When an advanced realized devotee hears about the affairs of the devotees of Vrindavana in the mellows of Shanta, Dasya, Sakhya, Vatsalya, and Madhurya, he becomes inclined in one of these ways and his intelligence becomes attracted. Indeed, he begins to covet that particular type of devotion. When such covetousness is awakened, one's intelligence no longer depends on the instructions of Shastra, revealed scripture, or on logic and argument. Tat bhavadi madhurye srute dhiryat apekshate. Natra shastram na yuktim cha tal lobhatpati lakshanam. Lobhotpati lakshanam. Thank you, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
So it is a very high stage. This is when a person will be understanding or practicing in the Raganuga stage, slowly, he will understand his rasa with the Lord. Shanta, Dasya, Sakhya, Vatsalya, or Madhurya, any of the rasa. Any of the rasa he will be understanding. Lord Balram is serving Krishna in all the 5 rasas. So the Balram is Adi Guru. Balram is serving Krishna in a Shanta rasa as a paraphernalia of the Krishna. Whatever the paraphernalia to serve the Krishna is a Balram. So Asan is like the Vyasasan is a Balram. The Kartal is a Balram. Mrudangi is a Balram. Dasya, he is serving in a Dasya rasa also. Balramji serves Krishna, or he is kneading the legs of the Krishna and he is patting on his back and massaging him. Sakhya, Balramji plays with the Krishna, sports with Krishna, and he sometimes beats him also. He is teasing him also. Vatsalya, Balramji takes care of Krishna. Balramji is the elder brother of the Krishna. Madhurya, Balramji his expansion is Anant Manjari, is a Madhurya. And Vatsalya is there, Madhurya. Okay, Madhurya is Anant Manjari. So this all the five rasas Balramji is serving. So we have to pray to the Lord Balram. Where am I situated? In what rasa is my original constitutional position? I don't know. So one day, Srila Prabhupada's one of the disciples went to Radhakunda Babaji, and that Radhakunda Babaji gave that disciple that you are in your constitutional position, you are the peacock. So that our devotee were trying to enact like the peacock and trying to make the noise or the voice of the peacock. And Srila Prabhupada saw towards him and asked, what is this? Prabhupada, I got the revelation by the Babaji of Radhakunda that I am a peacock in Golok Vrindavan. Prabhupada smiled and says that this Radhakunda Babajis, they are drinking bidis and they are telling you that you are the peacock. Andhayatan upaghiya mana te pustitantra urudam nibadda. One blind man is telling another blind man and trying to misguide. Yeah. Please read.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
3 practices of spontaneous devotion. Raganurag, sadhana bhakti. 1. Remembrance. Remembering Krishna with a particular devotee. The devotee should always think of Krishna within himself and should choose a very dear devotee who is a servitor of Krishna in Vrindavan. One should constantly engage in topics about that servitor and his loving relationship with Krishna, and one should live in Vrindavan. If one is physically unable to go to Vrindavan, he should mentally live. Chaitanya Charitamrita, Madhya 22.160. Hare Krishna.
Some Sahajiyas, they wear the gopi dress and they are saying that I am this gopi. One of the news came 10 to 15 years back when commissioner in Delhi were doing the gopi dress wearing in the night. That is a Sahajiya. In ISKCON, you will not find such things. Or we should not prematurely jump from one step to another, or else we will falling down on the face. First, we have to undergo the anartha and nivritti. Then we have to go to the nishtha, asakti, then the bhav, and then the prem. These are the stages where we have to proceed slowly, gradually. आदो श्रद्धा तथा साधु संग तथा भजन क्रिया तथा अनर्थ निवृत्ति तथा निष्ठा आसक्ति. Then all the things are there. Bhava and prem, these are the things we have to follow gradually, not to jump. Yeah, we are ending this shloka now after two slides. Then we will be starting the ninth one shloka. Yeah. Please go on reading this one.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, Dhanma Pranam. Remembrance. All sadhakas practice remembering Lord Krishna, but the spontaneous sadhak practices remembering Lord Krishna with a particular devotee. The specific devotee one remembers depends on which relationship one aspires for. To constantly remember Lord Krishna and his eternal devotees, one should take shelter of Vrindavan by living there physically and mentally. Mental residence in Vrindavan is more essential than physical residence, although they are both important. It means if one is physically unable to go to Vrindavan, he should mentally live there. Hare Krishna.
We are ending up here only. The ninth shloka, we will be starting this now. I will be taking 2 minutes gap. So we'll be back after 2-3 minutes. Hare Krishna. So we are now in the 9th shloka. Yeah. The text 8 we're talking about something. Lobhe vraja vasira bhava bhave kare anugati chastra yukti nahi mane raga nugar prakriti. So this was please read this.
Hare Krishna Prabhu.
Yeah.
Lobhe vrajavasire bhave kare anugati shastra yukti nahi mane raganugara prakriti. Chaitanya Charitamrita Madhya Leela 22.153. This is the nature of spontaneous devotion. The sadhana of Raganuga Bhakti is of two types. Bahya, externally one performs hearing and chanting in the sadhaka deha, the outer feature of the practitioner. Antara, internally, while contemplating one's own perfected spiritual form, one renders service to Sri Krishna in Vraja day and night. While residing in Vraja, one should immerse oneself in hearing narrations of the eternal devotees who serve in the mood for which one aspires. This is the essence of all instruction in the matter of bhakti. Thank you, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna. Please read this also.
There is no greater place than Vrajamandala to perform bhajana of Sri Radha Krishna. Therefore, even such exalted devotees as Brahma and Uddhava pray to take birth there as a blade of grass or a shrub. Srimad Bhagavatam 10.14.34, Lord Brahma is saying, Tad bhuri bhagyam iha janma kim apyatavyam yad gokulepi katama garirajobhishekam. Srimad Bhagavatam 10.47.61, Uddhava saying, Asam aho charanarenu jusham aham shyam vrindavane kimapi gulmalatau sadhinam. This is the essence of all instruction in the matter of bhakti. Thank you, Prabhu. Hare Krishna.
So the bhakti in the Vrindavan, it is by the lobha or a greed. The Vrajavasis, they don't follow the rules and regulations, but they don't follow the shows. Like sometimes it will be seen that they are not following the Shastra Yukti also, but they are waking up in the morning because they are having the attraction for the Krishna. They are always doing some activity because they are having the attraction for the Krishna. And their activities as the attraction towards Krishna, that becomes a Shastra Yukti. So for us, the Shastra, we have to follow. By that, some love for Krishna will be appearing. But for them, love for Krishna is there, and then it becomes a Shastra Yukti. So that is the difference. So that's why the Ragatmika devotees are the topmost, the eternal associates of the Krishna. Here we are seeing the gopis in the Viraha Bhav. What ecstasy they are, what exactly is ecstasy, it can be understood through the gopis only. That's why the Akrura, that's why the Uddhava says that, let me become a Gulmalata. So here the Uddhava is praying that, let me become a Gulmalata. I thought that I am the great devotee, but when I went and I saw the gopis, especially the Radharani, Srimati Radharani, I am nowhere. How can I understand the pure love for you, O Krishna? So let me become dust at their lotus feet. which will be tapping by the grass, the gulmalka grass. So that's it is a different thing. Now we will be reciting the shloka. Vaikuntha janito vara madhupuri tatrapi rasotsava.
Vaikuntha janito vara madhupuri tatrapi rasotsava.
Vaikuntha janito vara madhupuri tatrapi rasotsava. Vrindaranyamudar paniramana tatrapi govardhana. Vrindaranyamudar paniramana tatrapi govardhana. Radha kundamihapi gokulapate premamruta plavana.
Kundamihapi gokulapate premamruta
Kuryadasya virajito giritate sevam vivekinaka. Radha kundamihapi gokulapate premamruta plavana. Kuryadasya virajito giritate sevam vivekinaka. Please go on reading the translation.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna.
The holy place known as Mathura is spiritually superior to Vaikuntha, the transcendental world, because the Lord appeared there. Superior to Mathura Puri is the transcendental forest of Vrindavan because of Krishna's Ras Leela pastimes, and superior to the forest of Vrindavan is Govardhan Hill, for it was raised by the divine hand of Sri Krishna and was the site of his various long loving pastimes. And above all, the super excellent Sri Radha Kund stands supreme, for it is overflooded with the ambrosial nectarian prema of the Lord of Gokula, Sri Krishna, where then is that intelligent person who is unwilling to serve this divine Radha Kund, which is situated at the foot of Govardhan Hill.
So, Vrindavan Vaikuntha Janito Vara Madhupuri. In all the Vaikuntha planets, Madhupuri, Miss Mathura, is then Tatrapi Rasotsavad. Then there is a Vrindavan. Vaikuntha, then Madhupuri means Mathura, then the Vrindavan, and Vrindaranya Udara Pani Ramana Tatrapi Govardhanam. And from the Vrindavan, Govardhan is the topmost. It's like in all the Vaikunthas, the Mathura is the topmost. In the Mathura, the Vrindavan is better than the Mathura. And Vrindavan, in the Vrindavan, there is Govardhan, Radha Kundam Ihapi Gokulapate, Premamruta. And in the Govardhan, the topmost is the Radha Kunda. Ihapi Gokulapate, Premamruta Plavan. It is like the topmost loving exchanges happens there. Puryadasya virajito giritate sevam vivekinaka. So this is the unwilling to serve this divine Radha Kunda, which is situated at the foot of Govardhan. So this is like, where then is that intelligent person who is unwilling to serve this Radha Kunda? So the Radha Kunda is the topmost. Who will not serve the Radha Kunda? Understanding the importance of the Radha Kunda, where Krishna has proclaimed that there is no other place than the Radha Kunda is the topmost and dearmost to him. Yeah, this one is Vaikuntha, Mathura, Mandal, Vrindavan, Govardhan Hill, Radha Kunda. So this is a pictorial. We are just saying that this is Aishwarya Bhav. This is in Vaikuntha. This is all the Vaikunthas are rendered varieties of right, or all the Vaikuntha Vasis are rendering the varieties of the services, bringing flowers. We can see that making flower garlands, singing for the pleasure of the Radha, singing for the pleasure of the Lakshmi Narayan, many other services, and their everything is awe and reverence. The gates of the Vaikuntha is with the embroidered with the jewels, topmost jewels. And is there a need of the doors? Generally, it has been asked, is there a need for the doors there in the Vaikuntha? Yeah, the doors are there not for just only locking and unlocking. It is not locked there, but it is to show the it is show the beauty of the Vaikuntha Loka, how beautiful it is. So it is a very Aishwarya Bhav is there in this Vaikuntha Loka. Mathura, it is what Leela it is. Somebody can say what is the Leela is happening here.
Krishna Balram has come to Mathura to fight with Kamsa.
Yeah, Chanur and Mustik, and they are entering to the Mathura Puri. And Sudama Mali, or the florist, is welcoming the Lord with the flowers and the garlands. And the Mathura ladies, they are taking the darshan of the Lord by their terraces, on their place, standing on their terraces, and they are also welcoming with a smile on their face. And Krishna is accepting everything with his glance. What is this? The pastime?
One is Kubja Prabhuji.
Yeah.
The other one
Again, the Sudama Mali is there. He is offering the flower garland, and the Kubja pastime. It is like when Krishna entered to the Mathura Puri, he saw many people, and he saw that one ugly hunchback woman was coming with the chandan, and Krishna asked her that, will you apply a chandan for me? Will you give a chandan for me? Kubja said that this chandan is for the Kamsa, but you are so beautiful, I would like to give. And she got a desire to have a privacy with Krishna. That so wonderful face, so wonderful personality you are. And she says that I would like to serve you in my room, in my house. Krishna understood the motive, and this is like when initially that was a thing. Is like she was Kubja, she was hunchback lady. She was not that much beautiful, but Krishna went there and Krishna made her transform into the beautiful woman by just putting a lake over her lake and just making her chin to grow little up. And by that, her hunchback disappeared. By the touch of the Krishna's hand, she became a beautiful lady. And he just pacified Kubja by her glance. Even though she was having a desire to enjoy with the Krishna, Krishna, just by the glance, pacified her. This is a pastime. Anybody can say what was the name of that elephant? Anybody remembers? It was Kuvalla Pida. And these two mallas, these two combatants were the Chanur and Mustiks. Krishna killed the Kuvalla Pida, who was having the strength to kill 4 to 8 tigers at one time, and he was drank with the Madira, like the elephant who drinks the Madira, he becomes very wild, uncontrollable wild. And then when he attacked Krishna, then the Kansa understood that like Krishna will not able to survive. Where is the Kuvallapid? He had thrashed down many soldiers, and now Krishna is very young, 16 years max. What? But the Krishna were also enjoying the elephant was attacking him. The Kuvallapid started attacking the Krishna. Initially, Krishna just gave him a very a good turn where Krishna just bent down to the left side, and the elephant went like the right side down very fast. And then the Krishna knuckled him and says that you was trying to kill me, but better like next time. Then again the elephant comes back, and Krishna makes a mimicry of the elephant with the sound on this like this, and he just waving it. You mad elephant! You don't know. You are lazy fellow. You don't know anything. And then the elephant attacked with a very good vigor and labor or something. And then when Krishna understood that is like enough is enough now, the elephant is really attacking with serious efforts. Then Krishna went inside the 2 legs and punch inside the stomach like this. Then afterwards, like the elephant was trying to nibble him down by the legs, but the Krishna escaped there also and stood in the back, and he just turned this like whirled his tail like this, and was trying to jump over his head, and he jumped over his head, and through the head he just came to the trunk and hold his trunk with the hard hands and just moved it in a clockwise direction. And the elephant was not understanding. He was like, is that a strength of the Krishna who is whirling my trunk like this? How it can be? And over the time, the elephant has to sit down, and then afterwards, again the Krishna jumped over his head and was beating on it. And then afterwards, elephant again stood up, and again it happened the same way as like the Krishna was whirling his trunk, and by that the elephant died. Chanur and Mustika. These are like Balramji killed Chanura, Balramji killed Mustika, and Krishna killed Chanura. And it was so many combatants were there in the arena, and Kamsa is watching there. Kamsa thought that like the small boys, how they can survive or how they can sustain themselves in front of these great wrestlers. And the Mathura ladies were thinking were having the mixed reactions, like the दूध के दांत निकले नहीं है Krishna के, is like all the whitish things are there on the lips, as if they just punch it or they are just rinse it, then the milk will be appearing from their lips. And how these small, tender age boys will give a good combat to this big wrestlers. And the wrestlers were also challenging that you better go away from this place, or else I will just knuckle down to you within fraction of time. Then Tanur was been Mushtik was been challenged by the Balramji, and within 3 minutes only, the Mushtik was knocked down and he was tied. And by seeing the Chanur attack Krishna, and Krishna also was giving him a good fight, and within 2-3 minutes only, the Chanur also was been knocked down, and Kamsa was not having any other good wrestlers than them. And these two, like the Krishna immediately went to Kamsa and grabbed him and killed him. And that way, like the purpose of visiting the Mathura was ascertained and accomplished by this. Next time we will be taking the Vrindavana. Now it is very fast. We are going. There's some pastimes are only there. Now we are ending up here. Next time we will be taking 9th and 10th shloka easily, and the last shloka will be there on last day, and it will be also taking maximum 45 minutes to 1 hour, not more than that. So we are ending up here only. If somebody is having some questions, they can ask the questions. And I would like to say that there is an examination. Dasharaj Prabhu, are you there?
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, I was about to ask you that. And
yeah, the closed book examination is there. I just forwarded you the students' handbook.
Yes, Prabhuji, I've already shared it with the devotees.
All the questions you all can answer it. Prepare yourselves for the closed book examinations, which will be happening after this unit gets over. All the dates are also mentioned to you. You please circulate the dates. Mostly on the Saturday it is there, not this Saturday. Once the unit gets over, then the next Saturday it will be there. So
17th June, Prabhuji.
Do you have this? My mail also
is
circulated. You can just circulate this mail to everyone, so they can start preparing for the closed book examination. The closed book examination, that is within this unit, questions are there. Purva Swadhyay, that you can answer all. Analogies also you can just prepare. And how you all will be giving the examination by sitting in one place. So it will be good to monitor for us. Or else how you are planning to give the examination?
Prabhuji, it is going to be the same, like, at one place. We are yet to identify the place. Yolanda Prabhuji said probably they can use one of their offices for that, like what they have done last time. So it's more or less, it's going to be the same place and same process, Prabhuji.
Yeah, so the norms are also same.
Yes.
Like the examination will be conducted under the supervision of the camera, as well as one person from our side will be doing the vigilance from the camera. And the thing is that 1.5 hours I feel the examination time is. So like the question will be like the question paper will be given it to you, and the password will be on that day it will be revealed through the mail or through the online Zoom only. And then you can make the printouts, give it to them, and then scan the copy to us, scan it, all the things, and give it to us like that.
Sure, Prabhuji.
This is the same way. And I will be now sending a mail to the BVRV that we will be having the exam on this day. And side by side, you all can start solving the open book assessments also, OBA, and be ready for the shloka test for the NOI also. NOI and Ishopnishad, basically we will be having together 4 to 5 shlokas are there. Shlokas with their translation. This has to be done. Okay? Hare Krishna. Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Nitai Gaur Premanande, Hari Hari.
Prabhu, Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
Yes, Prabhuji.
Prabhuji,
Yes.
you said there are 3 practices of Raganuga Sadhana Bhakti. One is remembrance. The other 2 you'll say next time, or did I miss something, Prabhu?
Next time we can just go on Raganuga more.
Okay. Thank you, Prabhuji. Then Pranam. Hare Krishna.
Prabhuji and Mataji, any more questions to Prabhuji, or if not, we can log off. Thank you all. Jai Shri Ram.